Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Me versus Myself. And, okay, for the audio only listeners, I got a surprise for you guys. Video podcasts are a thing now. And this is the first episode I'm recording with video. So if you're interested in, watching this as it comes out tomorrow, Me versus Myself on YouTube, you know. Um, that's where you can find me. That's where you can find this. So if you're interested in knowing what it looks like while I record, here you go. You're more than welcome to like and subscribe and comment. Let me just make sure how I look. A little. It's kind of late. That's why. I was gonna do a podcast earlier in the morning, but um. So okay, the thing is, you know how the last episode I was talking about goals that I had for March. So yesterday, well, today being like the second day, but basically like the first for me, like the Monday, so like a fresh start was a day for me to be very productive, and today I was very very productive. And for so long, I guess I hadn't been, and it's like not only did I work on my business, but I got to work on me. I got to work out. I got to basically do everything that I had planned to do today in like in the span of like I don't know, like I just all the ideas that I had for today, I did them, and it's like it just goes to prove how capable I am if I really just set my mind to getting something done. And I'm excited for it. It's also like I'm excited, but also like I guess the learning curve or like the shifting of mindset, which is taking place now, but like it's just a little, it's just not weird, but how do I explain it? It's more of like I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's just a matter of me. Like now, I just know that I'm capable of, right. So today was a statement for myself to really show myself what I can do and what I'm capable of, because I know what I'm capable of, and I know that I can do so many things if I put my mind to it. But also like I for the longest, I guess I was just comfortable, right? And like even now, I think like now what like bugs me or what's hard is the fact that like the shifting the mindset that from being like super relaxed and like laid back to like trying to actually be grind and be a little bit more like I think it's just gonna take a couple of weeks for me to like actually be on board with just like this whole like being like actually taking action on what I want and working towards what I want, because I know what I'm capable of, like I said. And yeah, like I know I didn't upload Friday, and I can't even tell you why, because I don't even know why I didn't upload on Friday. Not sure where I was or what I did. Um, Friday? See, I can't even tell you what I did Friday, but I was in the podcast, so you know, so forgive me. But like I said, man, this is the first video podcast, and I'm excited to finally be branching out. Right, 33 episodes deep, the first Me versus Myself podcast, live with video, and it's just really exciting, and it's very very cool that I can finally make it happen, right? So if you're curious, um, okay, so my iPhone 7 that my daily driver that was for like the past 2 years maybe, it's just been bugging, man. It's just been bugging. Like the home button doesn't work here and there. Like it has 32 gigs of storage, which is like impossible for me to actually try to record. I can't record like less than I can record like 5 minutes, and that's about it. And with this new phone that I have is like I think it's like 200 something gigs. So I'm not really concerned about storage right now, because like I have so much to spare, like even like after my long episodes. And even then, like my episodes are usually 20 to 30 minutes. So if it's a 30-minute video or 30-minute file, like My phone can handle it now. And this is what's recording the podcast right now. I'm obviously talking into the mic, but Anchor is recording me. I'm using the Anchor app to record this. So as you can see, we are 5 minutes and 25 minutes, 5 minutes and 25 seconds, 30 seconds deep now. And I've just kind of been wanting to tell you, or talk to you guys about life today because, well, okay, well earlier in the day, I washed my car, and then I got the news that a childhood friend of mine, like a middle school friend, passed away about like a month ago, and I guess none of us really knew because, well, one, he had moved, like, he moved around like ninth grade, and like the connection, not, I mean, I'd still kept in touch with him here and there, but like, and I'd still see his like Instagram and Snapchat, and like he'd be posting and he'd be doing his thing. And like occasionally he'd swipe up or I'd swipe up, and it was just like a like very small interactions that I guess I still remember. Um, so yeah, I got the news and it was just like what, like, and I don't think I've experienced like even like then like I'm not to say that like, I was super close to him, but like part of me was and like I talked to him, and it was never awkward despite like there being hella distance, and it was never weird, or the fact that we didn't go to the same high school, or the fact that we didn't talk as much as we did in like 7th grade or 8th grade, which is crazy to think that like him being like a couple months older than me is now like not here, and it's a little like it was just sad, man. Like earlier, I kind of just broke down for a bit because it was just like a pain, or like a feeling of like I don't even know how to explain the feeling of what I felt, but it was just like I guess I just was overwhelmed with the feeling of like how and like what, because like you just don't think about those kinds of things, and you just don't think that stuff happens, and next thing you know, it's like it's a lot realer than it seems, and like it's just so strange, and so it just really sucks to know that he's no longer with us. So my friend Chandler Lynn, from wherever you may be, man, I thank you for the memories you brought upon me. I thank you for playing cool math games with me in 7th grade, and just being a homie on Xbox, and just never it was just never awkward. It was never weird, and I think that's just very innocent and very like young youth friendships, because I feel like when we're young, like the relationships we make, and the friendships we choose, and the friends we kind of are pulled towards, like it's never awkward, And I think as we get older, we become a little bit more awkward, because it's like kind of my ego doesn't want to collide with your ego, so we're kind of just giving each other like space in between like us. And I think like as when you're younger, like you don't really see those barriers. You don't really put any walls up, as you're young, and you just kind of experience friendships that are very different than maybe the ones that you make on a daily basis. So yeah, man, life is just so insane and so crazy, and it's really crazy to think that he's just a few months older than me, man. And it's so crazy, and I don't even know, man. Like I wish your family the best. My condolences, and it just sucks because the last time I talked to him was probably like a year ago, and just the fact that like I don't know, man, the feeling I was just overcame with, like it was just something I've never experienced. Like I guess like a friendship, you know, like a death of a friend that you just kind of feel like actually like hurts. You know, it actually hurt, and it was just very like I can't even find the words to put it correctly, but like it's just insane to know and to think back and put myself in middle school again and relive the memories to like who would have thought that in the coming future like it would that would happen, and that's just a reminder that we need to live our lives like it's our last day. It's we we really truly never know when that day will come, and it's just very sad, man. Like it's very real and very like very sad. I I don't even know, man. I feel a lot better now, you know. Like I think it's like I mean it hasn't settled in completely, but like when I first got the news and like I saw the flyer of like a memorial for him, it was just like what? And as I sat with it, I literally just sat down on the floor and I felt like I needed to sit down because I couldn't even be standing. So I sat down and like I just started crying. And man, it's just very crazy, man. And I think he deserves a moment of silence, man. So we're gonna go ahead and do that really quick, and just let the silence just take place for a little bit. So just if you don't mind, Chandler Lynn, I hope fuck, man. Hope you're resting easy, man, and I wish your family the best, and I wish them strength, and I wish all your friends and all of my friends strength, and those who might be hurting. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hit a moment of silence for him, and just we'll just let it be. All right, Chandler, man, thank you, bro. The memories you gave me, and those, just the friendship you shared with me for from middle school, and having those memories of just like playing cool math, something so small, but it just means so much more now. It just means a lot just to have those memories and be able to look back and just cherish and celebrate your life, man. Because maybe I guess the world was just not ready for what you were gonna bring to the table. So, man, I wish you all the best. And like I said, that was just a huge reminder to just like continue taking day like the day one day like to continue taking things one day at a time. Like there's no reason to rush anything. There's no reason to worry about too much. It's more about worrying about the present and appreciating and being grateful for today. Being grateful in general, man, because like I said, we have so much that we take for granted. Just life in general. There's so much things that goes on to like living that we take for granted, and I think it's just something that I advise you all to just kind of just slow down. Remind yourself to slow down here and there. There's really no rush because death is going to happen one day. And, like, we can't really speed up that process, or we can't really predict when it's going to happen. It's just going to happen one day. It's just going to happen. So, for all you know, the things you're worried about that are going to happen maybe, say, in like a day or two, might not even happen because for all you know, you don't wake up the next day. You don't. Your heart stops beating, or just literally anything that could cause you to not be alive, man. And it's like I think everything happens for a reason, and I think like every time you, it's just every time you live, it's like it's for a reason, and everything you do is just like life is just like it just keep going and going and going and going and going and going. So it's like what I do affects what someone else does, and they affect what someone else does. It's like every moment is just so perfect because there's no other way that it could possibly be. Like there's no other way for things to play out if they've already happened a certain way. So one thing is like don't get stuck on what if and what if I did this, what if I did this. Just take the risk, take the leap of faith that it's gonna work out, and like really think about like what's the worst that could happen when it comes to certain situations. Like just go for it, man. Go for it and give this life everything you have, man. Because at one point, we're all gonna experience this. It's just gonna be taken from us, and who knows what's waiting for us, or who knows if anything's even waiting for us, man. Like, know for sure that now is happening. Today is happening. Literally, like the seconds are going and going and going and going. And like while I'm here in my room, think about just how much other stuff is going on around me, and just in the world in general. Like people are literally breathing, talking, laughing, singing, driving, playing music, playing video games. Like so much just going on, and it's like everything happens for a reason, right? So whenever you're at a stoplight, like kind of observe and like think to yourself that like, isn't it crazy that okay, for example, you pull up to a light, right? You see an old man next to you, and you see maybe like a younger anybody next to you. Take a moment to realize that all of their life they've lived, and it's led up to that moment. So it's like all their childhood, all their upbringing, and all of the years that they've lived on this earth, and all the decisions and thoughts, ideas that they've had, have led to being at that stoplight with you. Like even before you were born, like decisions that they were doing just led everything to that particular moment, and everything's just going on and happening like that. And I don't think we take that, and I don't think we appreciate how beautiful that is, man, and how special just life is in general. Life is so precious, man, and it's so fragile too, which is kind of the bittersweet part. But like I've said before, find balance in everything. Find a reason and find a way to step out of your normal functions and your normal daily mindset that you're in. And it's not bad to to be in a certain way and to be disciplined in a certain way. That's like everything every day is like you have to reach those goals. Like, yeah, I understand that, and be disciplined, but find an escape. Find a way to analyze your life from the back, and like just perspective, I guess you can say. Like look at things from a different perspective, because somebody will probably have it worse than you. And if you just think about it and appreciate just the smallest things, like that stoplight example, or like when you're driving and you see somebody walking, like exactly the same thing. Like they've lived their life, they've experienced and felt so many feelings throughout their life, and everything that they've done has led up to that moment. And just don't take today for granted, man. And don't really worry about waiting for tomorrow. I think you should worry about now, and whatever you can do now is better than waiting to do. Like it's like if you do something, even if you do something very small like now versus not doing anything at all and waiting until the next day to do something small, it's like you could have done two small things in the span of that, which is better than just one. And I hope that makes sense. But man, life is so precious, and you need and be grateful, man. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what makes you happy. Be grateful for what makes you smile. Be grateful for the people in your life who genuinely try to make your life better and have interest in who you are as a person, because there's not a lot of people that are willing to care about others, or really just, like, be that person for some people. Be the person that inspires people. Be the person that motivates people. Be the person that people look up to, because we're all humans, and if you can find if another person can make you feel a certain way, that's a very special thing, because everyone has their own influence. Everyone has their own power to convince, to say, to feel whatever they feel, and it's worth listening sometimes, and be open to the idea that not everything is promised in this life, and that not everything is gonna be a certain way. Just appreciate now and appreciate the moment that we are currently in. And with that being said, man, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching me versus myself on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening on Spotify. Thank you so much for listening on Anchor. Thank you so much for listening to Apple Podcasts, because I didn't even know that my podcast was on there. But when I saw my demographics on Apple, on Anchor, it said Apple Podcasts. So shout out to my Apple Podcast people. Um, Again, if you enjoyed this, and if you want to see more audio podcasts, which I have no problem doing, even if I probably look musty or busty or crusty. Like, who cares, man? This is me living my life. This is me documenting how I feel, and if it doesn't get anywhere, I'm glad to know that in the future I will be able to just come back and see and listen to 18-year-old me talk about life, and be able to compare the difference in and just the growth that I've been able to just achieve. So again, one time again, rest in peace, Chandler Lynn, man. Rest in peace, bro. Um, Appreciate today. I love all of you. Um, Thank you so much for your support. You have no idea how much your support means to me, and just it motivates me to continue wanting to do this. But yeah, that being said, I hope everyone has a great rest of your night. And if you're listening to this in the morning, good morning. And if you're gonna watch it like right when I upload this at night, have a great night. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Here, give me a second to pause it and end it at the same time. So 3, 2. This has been Jesus.